Hello, quick introduction to the video. My name is Cameron. I'm a graduate apprentice software engineer currently studying at Glasgow University, and I'm using this video as a way to sort of rubber ducky debug a LeetCode problem, just attempt to solve it, talk through my thought process, and hopefully it's useful to someone watching this video. So the problem that I'm going to be attempting to solve today is 2125, number of laser beams in a bank. So just going to read it through the spec here. Anti-theft security devices are attached inside the bank. You're given a zero-indexed binary array bank representing the floor plan of the bank, which is an n by n 2D matrix. Each element in bank represents a row consisting of zeros and ones. A zero means the cell is empty, while a one means the cell has a security device. There's a laser beam between any two security devices if they are on different rows where R1 is less than R2, okay, and R1 is less than R2, okay, yep, and for each row where R1 is less than I and R2 is less than, no, when R1 is less than I and R2 is greater than R2 is greater than I, there are no security devices in the ith row. So basically, there's no beam that's like in the middle of both of them. Laser beams are independent. One beam does not interfere or join with another. We've done a total number of laser beams in the bank. So there's three laser beams on the, or three, what they're called. Doesn't say what they're. A device. We're going to call this a device. Three devices on this row, and this device points to this here and this here. This points to this here and this here. This points to this here and this here. So, looking at this initially, the first thing that I'm kind of seeing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've got 3 on the here, 3 up here, and 2 on here. So that's 3 times 2 because this one's pointing to both of them. This one's pointing to both of them. So it's 3 times 2, 6. And if we look here, we've got 2 in this row, and we've got 1 in this row. We've got 2 times 1. We've got 2 lasers. So, I think we're going to try and do something based off of that. Same here, there's nothing here, so there's 0. Constraints, we've got M is the bank length, which is between 1 and 500. N's also between 1 and 500, and each element in a row is either a 0 or 1. Cool. So, let's flip over to our notes here and write down some ideas. So, we need to iterate through the rows. Every row, we're going to count the amount of devices in the row. If the amount of or we also need to, I think we need some sort of variable to hold how many devices are on your current row. So store current row devices, store not next row, but current and previous, maybe previous row device count. Just say count. Cool. So we're going to iterate through the rows. We're going to count the amount of devices in the row if the amount of devices. How are we going to do this? If the amount of devices is not 0, then, or we're just going to ever say if it is 0, as 0, go to next row, go to next row. Otherwise, store devices or device count as previous row device count, and go to next row. Well, we need to do something here first of all. Otherwise, if the previous row device count is not equal to 0, or it is not 0, then what we're going to do, if it is not 0, then that means we've counted them before. We need to multiply previous row device count set. When we're going to do this first, so we need to set device count to current row device count. If the previous row 0 is not 0, then we need to multiply the previous row count with the current row count. Else, if, what do we need to check? If it's not equal to 0, else, or we'll just say otherwise, otherwise go to the next row and set, or what we need to do first, we need to set the previous row device count to current row device count and go to next row. Cool. And add it to output, and then we're just going to return output here. Cool. And that should be all we need, I think, to do this. Let's try and take this all this pseudocode and turn it into real code. So, current is going to be equal to 0. Previous is going to be equal to 0. And then we're going to say for row in range length of bank -1. Or should we do that? No. Just for row in range. And then we need to do a count. So I'm not sure how we do that. Count item and list. So we're going to just use this. Going to use the count method in Python to get how many zeros, no, how many ones there are, sorry. So current is going to be equal to row.count 1. Then we're gonna say if current if amount of devices is 0. Yeah. If it's equal to 0, then continue. Otherwise, this is our elif. Previous. If the previous row device count is not equal to 0, then output plus equals prev times current. Yep. Cool. Otherwise, is there else? Set the previous row count to current and continue on to the next row. We don't need to put this continue, but yeah, let's just miss that line out. Then we're going to return output. Let's hit run. The other thing is going to run first, or pass first time. Okay. Int object has no attribute count. Ah, okay, because row is an integer. We need to do bank at index row. It must be a string, not an int. Okay, need to forgot it's a string, not integer, so we need to count the number of ones that are strings, and then we need to cast each of these to ints then. Cool, let's try this. So this is this one here. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6, then 2 times 1 is 2, 6 plus 2 is 8, yep. So I got 9 here, for some reason. I'm not sure how. This doesn't get changed to 2. I think here I need to also set this can probably just go out here. Something that happens every time. In that case, yep, there we go. Hit submit. And accepted. So, thank you very much for watching the video. Hope it was useful to you in some way, shape or form. If it was, please leave a comment, or if you had some other solution that was a bit more simple or more efficient or just different, yeah, please leave a comment and we'll be discussing these problems and their solutions. So yeah, thank you once again for watching the video, and I hope you have a great day.